Hey YouTube world, it's me Evelyn. This is actually water, so you can shut up is what you can do. You don't believe me? Huh, there. What? Clear. Why? Because it's water. So several people have asked for this video. Josie has hinted that I might make this video, so I guess I gotta make the video. Not explaining myself, but it's just sharing some things that I noticed when Josie and I talked about Africans versus African Americans over on her YouTube channel, and we also did a Twitter chat under the hashtag BlackLikeMe. I'll put all those in the video description box so you can see all those for context. But basically, the comments were interesting. For the most part, I would say they were positive. It was cool to see how many of y'all are like me. First generation whatevers. The reason I'm making this video is to share some things that I learned based off of the more, not negative, I'm gonna call y'all confused. Long story short, in that video with Josie, I said that I identify as Black first. And then after that comes the United States, comes Kenya, comes Kikuyu if you want to get into like tribal, into the whole tribal thing. A lot of people were mad confused, and the comments reflected that, and a couple people in my mentions really reflected that. And maybe think of ways we can be more constructive with our discussion. When Josie and I were in Houston, I had made a response, but I was on one. I basically said, stay pressed and be blessed. While that sentiment still stands, I do want, like I said, to be a little more constructive. So here are 3 things that I learned. Number 1, identity is intersectional, not mutually exclusive. A lot of people do not understand that we can be multiple things at the same time. Y'all don't think it's possible for someone to be from the UK and from Nigeria. A Nigerian Brit. Britpop princess Patricia Bright, hello! The world does not implode if you claim 2 things. The world also does not implode if you rank your identities because of their relevance in your day-to-day life. My tribe has 0 relevance in my day-to-day life. Walking down the street, nobody's like, hey, look at that Kikuyu girl over there. No one's saying that. Being from the US does not cancel out my Kenyanness. My heritage being in Kenya does not cancel the fact that I am a citizen of these United States of America. The world is still spinning. Kind of like what I was saying in number 1, the second thing that I learned from looking at some of the confused comments is that identity is about experience and history, circumstance, and DNA. My experience, I was born here, I was raised here, I have lived nowhere but here. But it is also my history. Where did my parents come from? Where did their parents come from? And that together makes my identity. It is circumstance and it is DNA. I have absolutely no control over the fact that my parents decided to move here to the United States instead of the UK, for example. I could have been British. But then there's also DNA, right? There's also your phenotype and genotype. That is what makes me look the way I look. It's all out of my hands. And this is where I have to kind of take my own advice, because there were a couple of people in the comments of that video who said they don't identify with being Black, just Jamaican. And I'm like, I personally don't understand that. Especially when that person later told me they've never been to Jamaica. That has to do with our varying values placed on experience versus DNA. I put a lot of experience on where do you live. Some people don't. They put a lot of experience on where their family lived. I remember going to the airport. What is it, Jomo Kenyatta Airport? Take a look at my passport. The guards, you get one of these. They say kakaka, something in Swahili. Don't know what the heck they're saying. I'm not as Kenyan as they are. But there's nothing I can do about that. Granted, once I hit this Emmy real quick, once I win this Emmy, all of Kenya gonna be like, hey, we always knew. This one is the most important one of all the 3 that I think will help us all just be better Earthlings. In order to have constructive, productive, kind discussions, we have to learn, which people in the comments do not have this skill, Not all of you, just small. We have to learn how to lift someone up without disrespecting someone else. Woo! Some of y'all don't know, never got that word. Let me give you an example. You can say that it's cool, that it's interesting, that I have another culture apart from where I was born and raised. You can find the value and the beauty in that, and you can tell me so. Evelyn, it is so cool that you eat samosas and stuff. They're delicious. But in the same breath, in the same comment, people will then say, because black people don't have a culture, because black people are mixed, or because black people aren't real African. Someone in my mentions, I forget her name, she said black people, she used the word dilute. And I was just like, are you calling people mutts now? I don't know where this is going. But let me pull out a chair so you're gonna have a seat. Why, in order to lift me up, do you have to then put down my cousin? The same breath. That black Americans ain't got no culture. Number one, which is a lie. Number two, do better. Let's do something interesting. Hi, Father.
How are you, daughter?
I'm doing good. How are you?
By birth, you're an American to Kenyan parents.
What do you identify as? Because you are now more recently a citizen of the United States.
If we had other, I would put other and say I'm a Kenyan American, but they usually don't have that. I would classify myself as a Kenyan American.
So you would say...
That's like they would identify like Irish American or Cuban American or Iranian American.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
It's only in Africa that they group them as one country, and it is not. Hey.
Hi, Mother.
What's up? What do you mean?
Do you see me as Kenyan or American?
Genetically Kenyan, but environmentally Kenyan, not American.
Okay.
Genetically, you're a Kenyan because you're Kenyan parents. You're not fixed to anything. But environmentally, this is where you grew up. This is the culture that you do. That's why we do that. Iranian American, Kenyan American, blah, 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 blah. Because culturally, this is the place that you know this is where you were born, although your parents are from somewhere else.
All right. Well.
Yeah, but you're an American, not American, Kenyan American, not like that. Okay, but when
Then it's just very, very recently that you went through the process to become an American citizen.
Yeah, even as a citizen, still I just found myself as a Kenyan.
Okay, that's cool.
When I'm doing the paperwork, when I say black, whatever black, but that's what I just put that black.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And what did that say?
He even gave the same example of Iranian American.
Is it telepathic or what?
Yes.
Talk to you later.
Okay, bye. Interesting. Parental units, you know, the givers of my chromosomes. Stay pressed, be blessed. And remember, to uplift someone, you don't need to knock your brother down, because that's not cute. And God sure does not like ugly. Discuss! See you on the internet somewhere. Bye!
Tuna roll chapo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like cooking native food.
Okay.
And